Vaccinate your kids. Bum 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 dum bum da bum 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 ja jum bum bum ba da bum 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 bum. Vaccinations are undeniably one of the most important inventions in human history. Just think, way back in the day, way back in history, people would die left and right of ailments such as smallpox or even the bubonic plague. The invention of vaccines is crucial for our development as a society, as we don't have to worry about ailments such as measles, mumps, hepatitis B, polio, or anything debilitating like that anymore. However, recently there is a new surge in vaccine deniers that is sweeping the nation, and it's left many people, including myself, confused as to why. Why would people deny vaccines that are proven to work and are proven to be effective in saving children's lives? In this video, we will dive deep into why this has been occurring and why it shouldn't occur. If you don't get your children immunized, they may end up looking like this, laid up in a bed with a medieval friar tending to them. You don't want that. Unfortunately, this was a reality back in the medieval era, and we don't want to bring that back, do we? Every time I think of people denying vaccines for their children, I always think about how people back in the 40s and 50s would have felt knowing that in the future there was a vaccination for something like polio, which was running rampant and was a real concern back then, that could cure the disease, but people were refusing to use it because of misinformation that's not totally been proven. They would have lost their minds. So I wonder what it will take for people to eventually come around and realize that they're being silly. Vaccines are important, and I just want to drill that into your head. Vaccines are important. They are. Truth, end of story. Researchers at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine and Stanford Medicine believe that the internet has played the biggest role when it comes to parents exempting their children from getting vaccines. It is no question that there's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and unfortunately a lot of people don't know what to believe and what not to believe on the internet. But it also doesn't help when you have celebrities like Jim Carrey speaking against vaccines on a public stage. Another big reason for parents denying vaccines is government distrust. It is no question that people in the United States don't trust the government as much as they used to. And you also have politicians who openly criticize vaccinations, so that doesn't help either. Hopefully one day this can all end and we can all be in harmony, singing about how much we all love vaccines. Another kind of underground theory that I've seen is that parents are afraid of their children getting addicted to needles and using something like steroids. Now, I think this is just baloney, but if people don't want to give their children vaccines because they think they're going to get addicted to steroids, they shouldn't be parents at all. What a bunch of balderdash. The biggest argument against vaccinations is that they increase your child's risk of getting autism. This simply is not true, but there are also other arguments that they can create a lot of other health issues like heart defects and all that other jazz. But like I said, they're just simply not true. But unfortunately, they didn't listen to my Peepaw's advice when he said, "Don't trust everything you see on the internet." You may be thinking to yourself, "Oh great heavens, will this ever end? Will this trend of not vaccinating children ever end?" And I don't have an answer for you, but personally I think it will. I think it's just one of those phases that is trendy and popular, but eventually it'll die out. Kind of like punk rock in the 90s. Or is it grunge? I can't remember. I'm not that old. Anyway, I do think that there's hope for this vaccine weird little trend going on. And I do think people will revert back to vaccinating their children once they realize that it's safer and much more advised to do so. In conclusion, you should definitely get your child vaccinated. There is no sense in risking them getting these old, outdated, and deadly diseases. Plus, like I said, you don't want to return to the medieval ages, do you? Get your kids vaccinated, or else.